Oh man, for some reason my technology has been rebellious for the last couple of days. All right, I see Danny's here doing his tapper in chief duties, leading by example as always. First, he sent to heart me, then he's sharing the live. All right, rock and roll. All right, folks, you know the drill. Start off with a heart me up here, right? Somewhere next to my name. Start off with the heart me, then share out the live. Hold your finger in the middle of the screen around my nose or my giant forehead, and you'll see your friends list pop up. And the word send will be next to all of their names. Go ahead and click on that like 40 times. Share this live. Let people know what's going on. And after you do that, come back and start to tapping. All right. And while you do that, going going to play a song from a band that I heard once a long time ago and then found out that their lead singer had a podcast, and I've been digging them ever since. The band is called The Darkness, but I'm not going to play their big original hit thing called Love. You know, the people that know The Darkness know that song. I'm going to play something a little bit later. It's called Love is Only a Feeling. was a lovely live version of this with Ed Sheeran singing with the band. The sound ain't great, but it's decent. It's decent. Danny, what's happening?
Oh, same old, same old. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I'm sweaty. I had a conference call that ended at 9, and I jumped on my bike and went to the supermarket, and I'm still sweating from that.
Well, I'm glad you got to make the trip to the store there just to pick
Yeah.
up a couple of days worth of stuff. That's a good thing.
Well, that is, yeah, it might be a day and a half if I'm lucky. It's probably a day. Anyway, Jessica, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Yoda?
I'm excellent. I love the people that come in here and they're like, "What's dump?" They can't crack that code. That's hilarious.
Oh, I meant to tell you, I just before I came on here finished listening to so you remember I told you about Haley Williams?
Hmm.
She just about an hour ago dropped a new song.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so put it on the tube.
Yeah,
Uh
absolutely.
yeah, so
Absolutely.
it's pretty good. You should
Yeah,
check it out when
she's
you get
got
the
such a powerful voice. It's great, because there's so much like, and I know I run the risk of sounding like a codger, but I don't give a shit. It's true. There's too much shitty music out now.
chance. Mhm.
And, it like there's this whole podcast devoted to showing all the artists that either auto tune or pitch correct or both.
Mhm.
They're doing live auto tune, so you're not even hearing them really sing in live
Mhm.
performances. And then if it's a studio release, it's pitch corrected to within an inch of its life.
Right.
And I like when I hear a singer that can really sing. So it's good stuff. So let's get into my topic. Dump is a snitch. This was my morning topic also, and I got some other things to get to. But you know what? Let me start off with this side story, which is totally on brand for MAGA and Dump because they're more angry at the prospect of immigrants having a decent life than they are the PDF files in their ranks, right? And when I say more, that's just they're angry at all about the PDF files. They don't seem to be. They don't seem to. But anyway, back in 2022, apparently this Christian musician sang the national anthem for Donnie Dump. Rhodes wants to come up, and one of his rallies, and he just got charged with having in his possession child illicit material.
That
And the
tracks.
crazy thing is that this guy was born with no arms, but he still has the energy
Hmm.
to to do all this wild shit. But yeah, he got pinched for illicit material involving children.
Is he?
Hello, Esquire. How you doing?
Hello, I'm well. You? Hello, everyone on
Okay.
the panel. Jessica,
Hello.
granddad,
How you
grandpa,
doing?
right?
Granddad, grandpa, I think it all works, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, so it's funny. Connor 901 doesn't even know what I'm going to talk about regarding dump, but he's just already against it. And by the way, please stop typing in all caps. And I know because he's like 2, he'll probably be like in all caps. Why not? Oh, he's typing out dump. Why? Why? Dump. Oh, look at this. 3 different entries. Dump for life. So you hate America because that goes against the Constitution. Anyway, all right. So now to Dump. Since he's been doing so much so often, some of the things that he's done have quietly slipped under the radar. I certainly was not aware of this until today, but apparently back in March, uh, they were working with the Justice Department was working with 9 informants that were helping them track down MS-13 members, right? And the guy from El Salvador was negotiating terms about receiving, innocent people into his gulag. And he wanted those 9 people in an exchange. And instead of the government, Pam Bondi and Patel and whoever else, saying, no, they're helping us to find people here. They're helping us fight crime here to keep Americans safe. They were like, no, all right, we'll send them to you. How fucking wild is that? Is that America first? Does that sound to anybody like America first?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Nope, not one
And
bit.
XP Gold says the U.S. has just started strikes on Venezuela.
So
Does
they
anybody
already
hear
went
about that?
inland?
Has anybody else heard of this? I have not.
No,
No.
I know they're
No.
But I
preparing to
was I
go
was busy for the
inland.
last couple of hours, so I wasn't looking at anything.
No, I haven't
Yeah.
heard anything about strikes. I know they got a plan to go in with the military and CIA and all that special ops.
Yeah, yeah. And I saw this
Did
earlier
he already
today.
go to Congress? Because he did
Of
have
course not. Of
a.
course not. They're
No,
not
he
even in
hasn't
But
gone
session.
to
in his,
Congress.
I'm telling you, this man is ridiculous.
Yeah. He doesn't check with anybody on anything now. He said in an interview a while back that he is the final word on the law. So that's what he truly believes. You know.
And her press secretary did it today. Said that he didn't need permission to tear down the East Wing. She said he can do whatever he likes.
Right. Yep.
Is he's building a hiding spot so when they try to go get him.
No, I think what he's doing is because the old ballroom held 200 people, and supposedly this one will be around 600 people. He just needs more people in one spot that are bribing him. I think that's
I
his
think
goal.
it's more. I think it's more to that, man. I think it's a new secret spot being built.
I mean, if it was a secret spot being built, I doubt they built it in plain sight. So I'm not
No,
sure
what
that
I'm
theory
saying
holds
is
water.
underground, and that is why he's now tearing down half the building. Because it has to be attached to the other part so he can get to where he needs to go.
All right, that's an interesting theory. I'm not buying it yet, but who knows? Anything is possible. Um,
The reason why is I started thinking that actually today because I was thinking about it. I'm like, it is something else to this. And then I was listening. I just did a video earlier about it too. I was listening to some old interviews of Obama, and one of the questions that was asked of him was, "Is there any secret spots in the White House if somebody is
what a
being
dumb question
removed?"
to ask a president, but okay.
It is. But if somebody's being removed, but this is the part of the question that I keen into. If somebody's being removed that they can hide. And then Obama said, well, if somebody's being removed, we'll send in some member of the armed forces. I think it's the Marines or something of that. Whichever the armed forces that, do tactical like that to get them. So it's like they can't get around it. And I'm like, okay, some high officials have to have the exact layout of every crease and crevice of that White House. And the only way for him to get around it is to build something new where him and his people only know about it.
All right. Yeah, so you've doubled down on it. I get it. That's your theory. Cool. All right. So, what do you think of the fact that he literally made America less safe by handing those informants back to Venezuela? Danny, what do you think about that?
Well, obviously, it's extremely dangerous. I mean, that was a big mistake on his part, and I hope the American people don't suffer for that reason. Of course, I felt the same way when he allowed that cartel dude to come into this country and give him asylum when that man did not deserve asylum. So I don't know what that was all about, but I just think anytime you give back prisoners or people like that back to their own government, they're going to use it against you, and that's just a plain fact.
Yeah, Jessica, what are your thoughts on that?
Sorry, I was responding to somebody in the
Oh,
comments. Would you care stating again?
sure. The fact that Dump removed the 9 informants that were helping us deal with MS-13 and sent them back to El Salvador. What do you think of that move?
I mean, it's typical in the way of, oh, I really care about this. This is a huge problem, but I'm going to do everything to undercut its productivity whatsoever. It's typical. Um, I think that he has consistently proven time and time again. He just wants a scapegoat. He doesn't actually give a shit about making things better. There are
That's what it
countless
seems like.
examples of that I could give.
I love Connor. He's a typical propaganda parrot. Just like, I know we are, but what are you? um, I'm amazed that no matter what happens, they find a way to justify it.
Mhm.
They literally find a way to justify anything. They have moved the goalposts so often and so far, you can't even see them anymore. You know, we have somebody else
Oh,
joining
yeah,
us.
Connor just
Uh,
said he wants to scrap and go. Bring on the debate. He wants
uh,
to debate me. Come on, Connor.
Chronic, what's going on?
Good evening, friends.
What's on your mind?
Uh, John Bolton is on my mind. Um, he is a well-known asshole, but I am very interested to see how this um, smearing of John Bolton goes. I think John Bolton is going to eat Trump's lunch, and I'm very much looking forward to see how. I know he's probably going to have his own lawyers, but he's probably going to do some of this work himself. He, I think it's going to be fascinating to see how that turns out, and
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
it's going.
most of the lawyers in the DOJ refused to take these cases because they were ridiculous. They had no evidence of anything,
Where
but
are
Dump
you, Lucky?
is engaging in the very thing that he
Lucky,
claimed that was being done to him
where are you?
last year.
Well,
Hold
I
on one
think it's
second.
going to
Looks like a
be.
couple other people trying to come up, but this new studio. Oh, Rose is trying to come back in. Okay, and it's only one person. So bizarre.
Well, I
Anyway,
think it's going to be absolutely hilarious, and I think nothing's going to happen to John Bolton.
of
You know,
course
he
not.
isn't a
I
he
mean,
is an a hole, but
Letitia James, same thing.
yes, yes.
he's mad because a jury saw all the evidence in New York City and said, yes, you are a criminal, right? and it was really 2 juries because the Letitia James thing was not the criminal one. That was the civil one, right? So a grand jury looked at it, then 12 people looked at it that were sitting on the jury, and he was found guilty of fraud, right? And he's mad at her for finding him guilty, but like, what is he suing her for? Like he's right now suing the Department of Justice that he controls. Anybody ever heard of this?
Well, yeah, he did make comments on that himself the other day. It's like I'm suing myself, so I don't know how that's gonna make me look, but blah 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 blah.
You Yeah,
Well,
this
I say
he
if
was at a
he is
speech somewhere,
awarded,
and he was asked a question about the economy, and it was a very intelligent question. You could tell the person asking it understood economics. And it wasn't like a crazy hard question, but it was a question that could only be answered by someone who understood how the economy works. And his answer sounded like the fifth grader who didn't read the book and now had to do a book report in front of the class. And he was just all over the place, bebopping and scatting, didn't even come close to the answer. It was
which
wild.
which reminds me about how the movie Billy Madison was written all about
Yeah,
Donald Trump.
right.
That's what I like to troll MAGA. And just look it up. Adam Sandler said so himself. He didn't, but I like to say that just to troll them because it really was written all about Donald Trump is Billy Madison. Only he never had to go back through and do everything again. But Daddy paid off every teacher he had ever because he's a fucking moron. And I don't think he can read. He can read words like dog and pony and but like, I don't think he can actually read. And that's why he didn't read that letter the king wrote him because he's fucking illiterate.
Close to it.
I know he couldn't
I
read
would
though. He
I would say he's functionally illiterate. I'll
yeah,
give him that.
that's a stretch, but yes, I agree.
Yeah, but it is pathetic. I mean, I think in 500 years, when historians dust off everything and find the remnants of our records, they're going to be bewildered by this time period from 2015 on. They're just going to be like, how did any of this happen? Like, wait, him? That guy? How did he get in? They're not going to understand because I barely understand it now and I lived through it. Let's see. Connor says you're a bit over that by your profile picture. Connor, you're a weirdo.
He's
You're a
being
very
weird.
you're a very strange person.
Yeah, he's like specifically targeting me because he said he wanted to debate. And I said, okay, great, come on up here. Oh, I can't. Like,
Right.
okay, yeah. So I
Oh
started
wait, so
ignoring him.
so he you invited him up and he said he couldn't and he
Yeah,
keeps chirping in the chat.
well,
Well, we know what
first,
happens next.
yeah, first
Bye.
he's the one who asked to debate.
Right.
He said because he was like, "Oh, well, the government shut down because you guys want to give illegals health care." And I'm like, "That's literally not what's happening." He was like,
Jesus
"Okay,
Christ.
debate me then." And I was like, "Okay, great. Come on up. Let's
Yeah.
debate about it."
Well, he's
And then
blocked now. He's blocked now. When my rule, when people chirp in the chat and refuse to come up, they gotta go.
Yep.
And I never have to see their dumb face again.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's every time, every day I wake up, I try to catch up on a little news so I can pick out a topic for the morning show. And I don't have a lot of time because I'm getting ready while I'm doing everything. A lot of it is like listening while I'm in the shower and stuff. And it it never ceases to amaze me that in a 24-hour period, how much fucking up they can fit into a day. Like it seems incessant and it seems like a breakneck pace. Like how like and we know what it's hurtling toward. It's hurtling toward a dictatorship. But like how do they have the energy to just constantly fling shit against the wall? It's almost impressive. If it wasn't so sinister and so destructive, it might be impressive. Let's see. John G. Yoda, may I ask, what are your go-to news sources? I like to listen to experts um, on various subjects, you know. So even though they're kind of showing signs of wear and tear now, Midas Touch does real detailed work. Any criticism that they bring against Dump, they usually have receipts. They can show you everything. They're all lawyers, and they're high level lawyers. I mean, the main guy was Colin Kaepernick's lawyer. Another guy was like a Fortune 500 financial lawyer, and this kind of stuff. And so they have a lot of experience. I don't. I used to watch them every day when Dump was on trial because they gave the best analysis of anybody online. Other than that, I would say one of my favorite is Kyle Kalinske because he's just really sarcastic and he's constantly making fun of what these people are doing while acknowledging how horrific it all is. But he's a straight shooter because he criticizes Democrats when they need criticism. And I like that. So let's see, who else do I there's a guy that I found today that I thought was pretty interesting. Let's see. Do, 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 to this morning. Let's see. Oh yeah. Um there's a podcast called Stand Up Daily with Pete something or other. Apparently he used to be the warm-up comic for Craig Ferguson and then for Stephen Colbert. And now he has a podcast and he focuses mostly on news and politics. And again, just brings the receipts. He's where I learned about the informant thing. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is something that not a lot of people have covered as far as I could see. So, those are my go-tos. There's a couple here and there that I check on once in a while. I'll stop in to Sam Cedar once in a while. His whole cast is kind of long-winded, and they think they're hilarious, and they're really not. And so they spend a lot of time making each other laugh, and I'm like, could you get to the fucking point? So I don't spend a lot of time with him, but once in a while, he's got really good analysis. And of course, Jon Stewart, which is not really a news source. It's just I like to hear someone intelligent speak now and
Yeah,
again. Like
I love
I
Jon
love it
Stewart.
when I catch anything that Obama says. His old speeches still make me cry because almost every time that motherfucker made a speech, it made me cry. But like, what he's talking about now, sounding the warning about what's going on, it's you could tell it's measured, it's intelligent. It comes from a perspective that so few people have ever had, which is, president of America. So I love listening to people like that. What do other people? Let's go from the top down. Rhodes, what are some news sources that you like to go to?
So, because I have to do a lot of staying up to date on immigration law, because that's what I practice, mainly have like my Google set to just to immigration news. So anything coming in from
Gotcha.
immigration news, I'll open it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I whatever uh what do you call it? Whatever article that American Immigration Council put out. So when they send me emails on new updates, whatever updates USCIS send me, and then I just watch regular news on YouTube from like NBC or ABC
Oh, my
because,
condolences.
but
Those are waste of time as far as I'm concerned, but
I
I
I
totally get it.
agree. I agree, but because I'm just trying to get the rest of what I didn't get because I'm
Yeah,
just trying to focus so much on what's changing so I can be prepared for my clients.
that makes sense. Traffic man, what's cooking, brother?
Hey, good evening. How is everybody doing tonight?
Another day in paradise, baby.
Absolutely.
Soaring
Yeah.
above tyranny. Hello, good to see you. So Jessica, news sources.
I also enjoy Midas Touch as well because for the same reason they bring receipts. But I also I keep up with PBS NewsHour.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, and so if you don't catch them when they air their news hour, they do post them to YouTube, or I'm sorry, the tube
Yeah.
um afterwards, and so that's usually a pretty good resource. I do also watch a lot of C-SPAN so that I can watch it like
Yeah.
as it's happening,
Right.
and so I
Yeah.
do
C-SPAN is
love
for the hardcore.
yeah,
That's
I
just
do,
no frills, lots of silence.
I watch so much C-SPAN. Like I'll put it on, my Bluetooth headphones, and I'll just be like going around like doing whatever it is that I'm doing at the time. I'll be
Right.
going out doing farm chores or cleaning my house and just like have my headphones on with C-SPAN.
Yeah.
But
But
C-SPAN is a good way to go because I mean, you watch it live and you
Yeah. You're
get like,
seeing the reality
yeah,
happen. Yeah.
mhm.
exactly.
Yeah. And Timper says ground news. I've heard good things about them for sure. They seem to be fair and balanced, and also like BBC, Al Jazeera. Those are good sources too. Danny, how
Yes.
about you? What do you go to?
Unlike you, Midas Touch is my first go for news. The other ones I use is NPR,
Mm,
uh, Associated Press. I do like the BBC,
mm.
and I haven't tried Ground News, but I have heard real good things about them. So I'm thinking about looking into them. And there's a couple other podcasters that come pretty good with some good news. Like Jesse Dollar Moore on YouTube, on the tube, excuse me, and a few others. But otherwise, Midas Touch is my favorite of all of them.
I
There's a podcast that does real deep dives. I mean, they're all so douchey, so it's hard to get through, but the information is excellent. It's called
mm,
Some More News.
mm,
Right,
And the hosts are like they
Yeah.
spend their whole time doing this, like mugging for the camera and like, look at me, I'm being
right,
funny. And it's like, oh,
mm,
could you just fucking get to it already? But when it's just him, when it's the main guy with the beard, Cody
right,
Yeah.
Johnston,
When it's not
when
Warmo.
he's when he's just talking into the camera and he's doing a real serious piece, the information, like he did a 3 hour piece on Musk. I think last year or earlier this year, he did a 3 hour
Yeah.
piece on Jordan Peterson.
Hmm.
And he's done Jordan Peterson a few times. And let me tell you, they go scorched earth, man. There's not one fiber that they fucking miss. They got all the
right.
receipts.
Yeah, they do. They do a fantastic job of the explanations. Yeah, everything.
But I can't stand when they do a baked in commercial and Katie is the one doing it. She annoys the shit out of me.
Right.
She really
I
does. Because she puts on that fake voice like, hey,
Yes.
everybody, I'm being ironically
Hi.
funny up here.
Hi,
Ugh.
it's Katie.
Yeah, yeah.
Or yeah,
Ugh,
yeah,
I
so
haven't I
bad.
haven't I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if
It's
I might check
interesting.
it out.
And again, it's hit or miss. But they really like when they pick on a subject, when
Mhm.
they go after Stephen Miller or
yes.
any of the big names that we see all the time, they're very, very thorough. So,
Mhm.
you kind of put up with the bullshit because you know you're going to get good information.
Yeah.
So,
I do like I like BBC, but I will say I tend to go more for Al Jazeera than I do
yeah,
BBC. Just personal preference, I guess.
Well, and the nice thing with Al Jazeera is it's an outside perspective.
right.
It's not something that is tainted by the American news system. And um, I try to tell other people around me it's like, hey, just like check out Al Jazeera America. And of course, they all they hear is Al Jazeera, and they immediately are like, oh,
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah, there's this one British guy. I don't know. I think I have him saved. Um, he takes a lot of phone calls from people, and it's sometimes it's Brits, sometimes it's Americans, and he knows more about American politics than most Americans do.
is that LPR? Is that
Don't
what you're
think
referring
so.
to?
I don't
Okay.
think so. I might find it, but yeah, I find it interesting how. Oh, here it is, LBC official, and let's see, he's always doing something.
There is another daily podcast on the tube
Oh, sorry,
that I watch.
James
Okay.
O'Brien is the name of the guy. So I'm sorry, you were saying there's a
Mm.
daily podcast?
Yeah, Sam Cedar and the Majority Report.
Yeah, yeah, I mentioned
Yeah,
him earlier.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
okay.
they're another gang that they
Yes,
just think they're hysterical,
Yes.
and
right,
they're not at all.
right, well,
And plus,
right.
what the fuck is his name? Is on that
Matt Vigeland.
Matt Taibbi?
Yes.
Matt
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Taibbi is, and he's the son, right? And
I
because there was the other
think so.
Taibbi that either Matt Taibbi or the one of the Taibis, it's the son,
Okay,
right? And he's a bit of a douchebag. Like, I don't find him credible at all because he's the one that let the White House give him information in order to report on it. And it's like, no, that's not how journalism works, man. What are you
right,
doing?
right.
You find your own shit.
I used to many years ago. I used to listen to the Young Turks.
Yeah,
But they kind of,
they got a little bloated.
Them
yeah,
too when I
exactly.
was in school.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
used to
and
listen to the Young Turks when I was in school.
they're constantly embroiled in fucking, internet beefs,
see,
you
that's
know?
and right there, that can, yeah. I'm not a fan of that stuff.
Yeah.
There's I don't watch it as like a primary news source or anything, but when I happen to catch it, I enjoy it. But I can't for the life of me. His name escapes me. It's the older gentleman that does 60 Minutes. Um, that just rips. It's mostly because I enjoy how he rips into Trump
Hmm.
and just reads him for filth. Um,
Right.
and I don't use it as necessarily like a credible news source. It's just enjoyable when I catch it.
Yeah, there's one guy, he's on the mainstream news, but I never watch the news. They post his segments to YouTube. Is it O'Donohue, something like that?
I cannot remember his name, but he does it on 60 Minutes, but he'll cover
Good
some
boy. He
story
on
to
the
do with
pad.
Trump.
Get down.
Sorry. That was Danny talking to Lucky. Oh boy.
And listen, I apologize if somebody had mentioned this. Obviously, Aaron Parnas.
Yeah.
When every time I log into this app, it's usually a
Breaking news.
Yeah,
Yep.
breaking news, the Trump administration, and then insert ridiculous thing
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
Yeah.
kind of a thing, and it's like, I'm gonna, I don't know.
And I'm
Yeah, I
assuming that he sleeps like 15 minutes a day because it seems like he's on top
right.
of everything.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the things that kind of frustrates me with the public image of him is the public's reaction to him is there's a lot of people that say that he's like pro, the I country,
Mhm.
and it's like, okay, cool, but like he'll sit, like when I log into this app, like I said, one of the first videos I see is usually of him,
Mhm.
and then whatever information he gives, it's kind of like what I messaged you about the other day, Jessica. I'll
Mhm.
take that information and then go look,
Yes.
to kind of get further into more information. Because I mean, in the 1 minute, the 60 seconds he has in his videos, that's not
Mhm.
enough to cover everything. So
Right. Yeah, I don't use him like I follow him and I get his videos several times a day. Um Also, sorry for the background noise. My dog has
I
an ear infection. I just gave him his
can
eardrop, so he's
barely
shaking
hear
his
it.
head.
You're good.
Um, but so I don't necessarily use him as like the end all be all for credible information, but he is great for like the breaking news headlines as they're happening. And so I'll see one of his videos and then I'll follow up further on it,
Right.
like Traffic was saying. It's just
Yeah.
great for a in real time kind of like here's all what happened.
Yeah. So the person I was referring to is Lawrence O'Donnell, that segment he does called The Last Word. I just love his measured delivery and how
I think that's who it is that I'm thinking
yeah,
of. Yeah.
and he's an MSNBC guy. And I think MSNBC is useless, but I love his segments because he just thrashes Dump in the most measured way possible, but
Right.
in the most insulting way possible too.
Right.
Like he just dismisses he dismisses Dump almost altogether. As much as you can. You can't dismiss him fully because he's so disruptive and destructive. Easy for me to say. But the idea of him is, I think, what he's dismissing. Like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
Right.
The most
Exactly.
unpresidential, unprofessional loser ever in the White House. And America's had a handful of really shitty presidents, like especially during the civil conflict time. Just like, Franklin Pierce and presidents like that. And Woodrow Wilson, another good example. But, you know, Dump is clearly the worst ever. I don't really think that's debatable anymore. I think was it last year that the group of historians decided that he was the worst president ever?
Well, I believe so, but I will say this: I do. There was some reporting today that he has officially become the lowest rated president of all time.
Yep.
Out of
Yeah.
all of the presidents, he is the lowest rated president ever.
Yeah.
Which, that tracks.
Yeah.
I
Surpassing the
don't even
second
use
lowest rated president, which was also him.
Yeah.
Correct.
I don't even use president when I refer to him. When I write, even like my blog articles, I kind of stay away from that word because there's nothing presidential about him.
Correct.
I agree. Danny, I muted you there for a second, but come back in. Now, how's Lucky doing? What's going on with him?
Well, he had a day today. He was
You
uh
being a Malacca?
oh you don't have no idea. But we got a thing called Pet General. I got a couple of them, and we're training him, and it puts out a sound that only he can hear, and it is starting to make headway. So we're hoping that this helps.
And what's it supposed to do?
When you want him, if he's misbehaving or not doing something you don't want him to do, you hit this button that puts out a sound only he can hear.
Okay. Is it like
And
just disruptive, or it's not like a shock collar kind of thing, is it?
no, not a shock collar. This is called Pet Gentle,
Right.
and it's just the sound itself is.
Gotcha.
I can't hear it. Only he hears it. Only
Mm-hmm.
a dog or a cat can hear it, and
Interesting.
so far it seemed to help.
That's good.
I just got them today, yesterday, so we just tried them out today. So
Excellent.
I think we have progress here. We're hoping it does anyway because he won't get snipped until January. I
Ah,
think once he gets snipped, then I think I'd settle him down a little more.
Mm. Yeah, certainly would settle me
But then
down.
I'm sorry that I said something to Lucky and I
No, it was
got my
fine. I thought
microphone.
it was funny. I just muted you.
You guys will probably think I was going around the bend when that's all when I said that stuff.
No, I was just hoping you weren't talking to Carol.
Okay. I would have been the Malacca then. Are you crazy? Anyway, thank you for understanding. I didn't
Oh, of
mean to do
course,
it.
of course. Hey, we all have real life to deal with.
Yep.
What's the pursuit person?
He's an idiot.
Who's
Oh,
the
he's talking
pursuit
about
person?
the person in the comments.
Oh,
It's ironic because his name is Pursuit of Truth, and he's like Biden worst, Obama second, Carter third.
I told him to tell us how he came by
wait,
that list. Like, give
Carter.
us some facts. How you
pursuit of
made your
pursuit of
list.
truth. You might want to change your user nickname to Propaganda Parrot.
Yeah, no kidding. You mean the U.S. president that used to build homes for Habitat when he
Yeah,
was 90 some years old.
right.
Okay,
Yeah, one of the greatest humanitarians after his presidency, but during he had the longest Middle East peace treaty ever,
right.
and it lasted for decades.
Hey, listen, I'm welding. That none of this is like feeding back in, is it?
I heard some crackling. I just
Okay.
assumed you were
Are
masturbating.
you doing arc or settling? Traffic arc or settling?
Oh no, it's Mig.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm
I
just
actually have some
wondering.
spare time to work on my car.
So excited for you.
Yeah, I
I'm
am
excited.
too. Yeah.
I need to program one of the sound pads to play Queen's "I'm in Love with My Car" every time you talk about your
Oh,
car.
I thought you were gonna do the Christian Bale. Oh, good for you. No.
No, no.
Well, but
Okay, okay.
I'm in
I
love with
do
my
have
car.
I do have a button on mine that says, "Oh my God."
They studio has sound effects, but I've never bothered. I know one of them's applause, but I've never really wanted to
Yeah,
trot
rub
them
it
out.
in, right? Rub it in. I don't have studio yet. Rub it in. Okay, I
Yeah, but
got
you still have sound effects.
I do. I do.
So
And some I haven't even tried out yet. I fart good too, but I haven't put the microphone down there yet.
okay,
It'd be a
cool.
stinky sound, but I'm sure it would come out proud. So
Yeah,
there is a
nice.
place you can get sound effects on the internet. I heard that because I've heard some new ones. And I asked him where'd you get them from, and a guy told me it was Sound Effect Choice or Sound Your Choice or
You can
whatever
get
it
them
was.
anywhere. If you do a search for royalty-free sounds,
Hmm.
then there's tons of websites. Like the
Yeah.
theme that I use as my opening, I
Right.
got that from a TikTok-friendly site.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's just I did a quick search. It was the first song I found. I liked it, so and it's every time on the other platform it says that there's a copyright, but it's a free copyright, so it doesn't infringe on anything. When I
Yeah,
play
not
other
anybody's
people's
right.
music, then I can't get monetized. But since almost nobody's watching my videos, I'm not worried about that.
Oh, come on.
No, it's true. I can't get arrested on any other platform. The only place I'm growing is TikTok, and I'm
Ooh,
on all of
how
them
are the morning shows going? By the way.
very well.
Oh, good, good.
I was absolutely surprised by how well, because I tried something new, and I'm like, there's a good chance that I'm going to be up here talking to myself, and then I had record size viewership,
That's
and
fantastic.
like I think this morning, I forgot how many new. I think it was like 35 new followers, and I've gotten as many as like 77 new followers, and the morning shows are relatively short. They're between like an hour and a half.
Sure, sure.
But they're flooded with MAGA hats, though.
Oh
That's
yeah.
because they don't work.
Apparently, they thrive in the morning,
Yeah, right.
and when they see anything insulting Daddy Dump, they get so upset.
Hmm.
Right.
Jessica's been there. Jessica's experienced the morning crowd.
It's a doozy, man.
I would love to join in, but the problem is, I think people would probably find it weird that some 6'7" YT male is screaming at nothing. you know.
Well, I'm used to it, but whatever. Eddie, how
Well,
you
yeah,
doing?
yeah, it's all right.
Eddie, hello,
Hey, what's
Eddie.
going on, guys? How you
Another
been?
day in paradise, man. I'm good. What's up with you?
Not much. I peeked my head in the morning shows. Actually, I was going to say that too, and the crowd has been pretty lively. I just can't always come in because I'm able to get in because I'm at work,
Right.
but it's like being able to watch YouTube. I can't interact. I
Right.
got to do stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, of
so
course. Well, I
did you
appreciate it. Looks
guys?
like you changed your profile photo, right?
No, that's been mine for a long time.
Really?
I don't think
Oh,
I have.
my. I don't know why it looks different. Or maybe I'm thinking of another Eddie. It could be.
Possibly,
Yeah.
possibly. Did you guys see? Did anyone see when they were doing the construction at the White House, the East Wing, on social media, mainly like Facebook? There's been a lot of MAGAs that are going around showing reconstruction that happened from 1934
Yes.
and saying
Yes.
Yep.
it's the whole basketball court that Obama, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it was
Um,
They're so
so over.
desperate.
Yeah,
hold
because
on, hold
putting
on.
in a basketball court is the same as ripping down the entirety of the East Wing.
Yeah,
Here,
and if
I'll
they
And
show.
he got permission to do it.
and
Here.
he used the tennis court that
Oh,
he.
sorry. You don't want to see my face.
Hold on, private donors, the private donors that he's talking about
There we go.
that is paying to play.
It's okay.
There's
He's
the
gonna
picture.
make up for it by receiving the 230 million from the DOJ that he says that he gets just because he feels like he's owed it.
Mm-hmm.
My feelings are hurt. So the image that's up in the background right now, that was presented to Twitter via a sitting U.S. representative from, I want to say Kentucky or
Yeah, let's
Tennessee, something
remember
like that.
not to name other platforms because TikTok is very sensitive
I'm
about
sorry,
that these
sorry,
days.
sorry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So this is where that image and that whole argument generated was this representative shared this photo from the 1930s and said, you know, oh look, it's Obama. This was his basketball courts, and it's like,
But
I
you
mean,
know, we should get that Sesame Street thing. One of these things is
it
not
is
like the
not
other.
like the other one, right? And that's the thing is the thing that frustrates me is number one. I mean, come on, that like racism, you
Oh,
know,
for sure.
starting off. But also, if you look in the bottom corner of the photo, there is a crane that hasn't been used since probably 1937.
You think MAGA hats are that discerning?
No, no. Well, no, because so my second cousin is a lawyer. He has his own firm out of Arizona. I'm not going to name names because but he is a MAGA hat, and so it's kind of like a litmus test of MAGA hat posting to see if it's like reality or not. And what I mean is, if I see it on his Facebook page, I immediately just go, oh, okay, it's fake or it's some level of bullshit
Mm?
because he shared this exact photo with pretty much the same quote about this is a photo from when Obama built the basketball courts, and my response was, ah, yes, I remember when we came out with color film in 2019. You dumb fuck. What the
Literally,
like, how
literally.
dumb do you have to be?
Let's also not
But it's
forget,
just desperation.
Yes,
We see it all the time in the comments. We hear it when they come up and say the dumb shit that they say. They are so devoted to Daddy Dumb that
I don't know my
they
bike.
grasp at straws in a desperate
yes,
attempt to make him right about everything, and it just makes them look ridiculous. You know,
yeah,
they just want to believe that their choice was a good choice. I think it's
exactly.
part cult and part ego, where it's like, yeah, we're part of the cult, and my ego just won't let me admit that I'm wrong here.
Right,
I mean,
right.
let's also remember how they screamed and hollered when Michelle Obama did anything in the Rose Garden.
Mm.
When
I
she wore a
remember
sleeveless dress, they freaked
Oh
out.
yeah, yeah.
the big thing for a bunch of the guys that I used to work with was Michelle Obama wanting to have a more balanced meal for students in schools.
How dare she consider
Yeah, I
children's lives?
son of a
Mm.
gun. Like it's so insulting that she wants like my children to have like food.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have another guest, Portia, not spelled like the car. Hello, how you doing? Portia, you there?
No, it's okay. Well said. Yeah, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you just fine. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm
Excellent.
good.
What's on your mind?
No, I love that you brought up how irate the country went when Michelle Obama showed her arms. That was a topic of discussion for I don't know how long. They will bring it up to this day. To this day. But no one wants to talk about how our current first lady is an actual corn star. Okay.
Hmm.
I remember when I was growing up, when
I don't
you
remember any other nude photos
talked
of any
about
other first ladies.
Yep.
no ever in the history of this country, right? I
Yeah.
remember when I was growing up, they that when you looked at a Playboy magazine, that was corn, right? Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
She's an entire corn star here on an Einstein visa.
I
Yeah.
mean,
She's
you
Well,
don't
she's
remember
made such an
qualifiers.
amazing contribution to America. So
when Lady Bird Johnson was on that centerfold?
Yeah, I missed it.
Sorry.
lifting her bloomers.
Yeah.
Look at
Oh.
how they acted with Joe Biden. They didn't want her having the title doctor because she wasn't an MD.
Oh my God. Listen, Eddie, you just brought up trauma for me. I'm sorry.
It was funny because my girlfriend, who was not into politics, was
But I
like,
thought she was an
"Well,
MD.
No, she had a
no."
doctorate in
Oh.
education,
There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
but she
And
still has a doctorate.
Right.
Okay.
that's what my girlfriend said. She's college, graduate and everything. She goes, "Did she earn a doctorate?" I go, "Yeah," and she goes, "Then she's a doctor."
Exactly.
It's very simple. And my girlfriend's not even into politics.
Oh my
But you
God.
have
The
to
MAGA
remember,
hats probably think Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was an actual doctor.
Dr. Martin Luther King, when he wasn't getting 40 phone calls a night, keeping the family up, he would go the next morning to his practice and take care of his patients. Like, I mean, like that's a very valid assessment of that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like thoroughly convinced. Like everyone thinks it's the Democrats against the Republicans, or it's a class thing. It's the rich against the poor and the middle class. No. What's going on right now is a war against the educated and the mentally ill.
The
Like
smart versus the dumb.
it's deeper than that. These people are sick. I think that when it's all over with, this will be studied. This will be written down in psychology. It's got to be looked at deeper than how we're looking at it. This is
Yeah.
wild.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
the,
feel
the
like I'm
sad
in the
thing is
upside down.
the psychological studies have already been done on this because this has happened to many countries all over the world throughout history. And, America might be unique in the sheer volume of stupid people that it holds, but that's probably it. That's the only thing I could think of that makes it distinct.
Yeah, because it can't be mental soundness for these people to be cool with him, building a gilded ballroom for himself while they or people that they know have to start making the decisions of which bills get paid first and which ones get the late fees.
Yeah.
While we're looking at millions of Americans losing out on food assistance and they can't even feed themselves, they're saying that it's perfectly fine for their Lord and Savior Trump to be shoving his face full of food paid for by our tax dollars for himself and his billionaire buddies. And like, these spineless fucks are completely okay with that.
But they just had a segment on Fox News this evening where they were talking about how Hamburger Helper has had a 14% increase in sales in the last 2 months.
Yeah, that's not exactly
Like,
something you want to be. The normal
and,
person
and
you want to be
right.
boasting about.
They were smiling and they were like, "Oh, look, this wonderful manufacturer of this staple food from my childhood is suddenly having this comeback." And it's like, guys, you're missing the fucking point.
Mm-hmm.
They're so disillusioned that like it's just it's comical almost. Like it writes itself. I can't think of
Right.
anything.
This isn't a Saturday Night Live skip. This is
It's not
reality.
The Onion either, but it
Yeah.
writes itself.
Right.
Like I haven't
But
even
also,
seen an
what?
Onion article pop up anywhere because like they must look at the news and go, yeah, we got nothing to do.
Well, look at
Yeah.
what they did. My Pillow
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
now
we're
is at the
good.
Pentagon. My
Say it
Pillow
again,
TV.
Eddie.
What's next? My Pillow TV is now at the Pentagon. What's
Yeah,
next?
yeah, yeah.
Newsmax and OAN. And all these. It's a state-ran propaganda ecosystem is all they're doing, and that just helps the masses out there that don't want to even regret their vote, even if it's hurting them the most.
Eddie, that's the point that I was just gonna make. That I was midway studying political science in undergrad when I figured out that it just light bulb went off, like that the United States is the biggest propaganda machine beyond Russia. All the other countries they tell you about, beyond China combined, Russia, all these totalitarian, you what do you call it, Iraq and Iran, all these countries that they talk about, they are largely, this government is very invested in keeping the masses stupid,
Yeah.
lacking in knowledge.
The president has said, "I love the uneducated."
Yes, he has.
He
No,
wasn't
but it's
joking.
before him. But it's before him.
No, you
It
are
is
correct. Yeah.
America's always
before
operated
him,
with
and
this level of
he's just
propaganda.
really,
But
huh?
it used to be Fox that was the
America
one
has
that did it.
always engaged in propaganda. I mean, think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, except, of course, the ones that I got chained up in the master bedroom.
Yeah, or the people that were shoving off the land that they've been living here for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Either or.
Columbus
Yeah, yeah.
somehow
Take your pick. Yeah.
discovered a place where people already lived, because that makes
Yeah.
fucking sense.
Exactly.
But the propaganda used to just be Fox News scaring old YT people. Now that they have an ecosystem broader than that on a podcast platform and deeper in the roots
Yeah.
of other social media networks, it's
Yeah. The
becoming
podcast bros need to go.
Yeah, but this
those
stuff has
guys
been
got to
going
go.
on since the early 70s, though.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't
where they get
just
news stations.
Fox TV. What you don't realize about propaganda in America is that it has a bit of truth to it. It's not just straight. What we're seeing now, it's all stupidity. But before, they've always fed us propaganda, and they mix it in with the truth, so it seems plausible.
I don't think I can say the
What's
word
y'all
on TikTok,
stance?
but Stochastic T. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That was a platform that Charlie Kirk used himself. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
and
And us
that's as
against them
old as the
mentality.
hills,
Yeah,
but
Charles
and
Manson
that's
way of
how
doing things.
that's why they all of the virtually all of the political violence in the last, like I saw one study that started in 1966 and it came up
Mm-hmm.
to I think 2019, and they were like, yeah, it's like virtually all right wing, because that's what they spend their time doing. They go, oh, these people are sick, something needs to be done about them.
Which, by the
Right.
way, Donald Trump got rid of the actual statistical numbers on the White House .gov website that showed the right wing violent extremism coming from that side. He got rid of that on its own website
I
because
mean, look
again,
at the FBI and the CIA. The groups that they've named were all right wing nationalists and Christian nationalists and Boogaloo Boys and blah blah blah. All the different fucking goofy
weird
organizations
names.
that they make. They're all YT, blonde-haired, blue-eyed dudes from America, and it's not BLM that's on the list. It's not Antifa that's on the list. Dump now has his own list where he's decided that anyone he doesn't like is now the enemy of America.
I
Right,
But
talked
who's
because it
to
Antifa?
doesn't.
What organization is Antifa?
It doesn't
I talked to
matter
It,
to
somebody.
it,
them.
it doesn't.
They talk about it as if it's an organization because that scares the mouth breather.
Correct. Correct.
Because
Well,
then they
we have
can.
done one thing. Go ahead, Jessica. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Like them removing all of that. It's because it doesn't fit their rhetoric of all these scary libs and with the woke mind virus. I caught the woke mind virus and all I gained was critical thinking and empathy. But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he
Must
did.
have been must have been all that Tylenol.
Trump did one thing almost right. He got all those Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, all those other T groups they're all full employment now because they work for ICE.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And he
for sure.
pardoned a
Yeah.
bunch of them that beat up cops. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Hmm.
yeah, they're ICE agents now.
Yeah. But
Good. So
these mouth
when
breathers will still say that J6 was Antifa, and it's like, so why would Dump pardon them? Duh.
I
Mm-hmm.
that
talked to
makes no
somebody.
sense whatsoever.
Oh yeah,
But
Well,
for
and you
it's
have to
good.
remember
So when fast forward when retribution is happening, those same Proud Boys and all these T groups that went into ICE will be the ones who are prosecuted.
yeah, just
Yeah.
like how Biden somehow placed FBI agents in the crowd
I was
on
just going to say this.
J6 when he wasn't yet president, but somehow he got FBI agents into the crowd on J6 and to agitate.
That was a true
Directed an
social post by
agency.
the sitting president, by the way. I'm sorry.
He
You know that.
directed an
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
agency he had no control over. He directed an agency he had no control over. Like, make it make sense.
And as far as Antifa goes, I never got my invitation for Jan 6, so I didn't get to go.
Bummer.
I mean, I'm a senior member of Antifa. I don't know why I didn't get an invitation.
I was too busy working like they claim that I don't do.
Okay.
Yeah. I love that. That's usually the first thing they say to me in the morning. Why aren't you working? And I'm like, you're here, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
That's right.
Right.
Me, every
Grandpa,
time I
I'm
get on
trying
the
to figure out
highway,
how to
where
get
are
my
these people
card.
going?
Just real quick, sticking on the right wing thing about the violence and extremism. I've talked to somebody on my live, and they were quite young, so they never heard the name. And I told them I can tell you the top right, like the top of the list, right wing most unalivings in America due to political violence, and it was a right winger. They didn't know the name, and I said, "Have you ever heard of a gentleman named Timothy McVeigh?"
Yeah.
And they didn't know about it. And I said, "Of course you don't."
And why did it where do you build a wall for that? I'm just curious. They never
Where
talked
do I
about
go?
building a wall and corralling all the blue-eyed, blonde-haired white tea people because they're the ones
Mm-hmm.
that did shit like this.
Yep.
But it's always the brown folks. Oh, the brown folks are scary. They're gonna get
Hmm.
you. They're gonna get you. They're jumping over the wall and they're gonna get you.
Grandpa, how do I get my card so I can
What's
be a
that?
card carrying member of Antifa?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out myself. I've been a member since
Listen,
1969, and I don't know why I never got my card. Or I should be a lifetime member by now.
I've been emailing George Soros for
Do
like
you
the
even
last
know
two
what it
months, and
means?
I've got nothing back yet. So I don't know.
I have not gotten my Soros check in months. I'm pretty
Yeah, I know,
pissed
right?
off.
Oh,
Doing
we're
all
supposed
this
to get
work
a
for
check?
free.
Yeah,
Well,
that
they
man's
just the
stacking
other
off.
day, one of the mouth breathers resurrected that because I haven't heard that in a while. Like last year, that's all they ever said. That's the first thing they said is, "Oh, who is George Soros paying you?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah, no shit.
And I didn't even know I was hired. I should be getting unemployment.
Could you imagine just living the dream to actually be paid to do the work that you actually believe in?
I'm working on it now, but
Okay.
I'm no fucking closer to it. I don't think I'm smart enough
At this
because you
point,
know
you're gonna have to pay
I've
me to
been
not
hacking
go
away
there.
at this for over 5 years and I still can't figure it out.
I'm pretty lucky that I get paid to do stuff that I think helps make a difference in a positive way.
Well, unfortunately, I never did. In my career, I never did anything important or significant. It was mostly just either selling shit or moving money from place to place. I mean, it was honest work, but it was not anything like meaningful at all.
Some days I feel good about what I do, and other days I'm like, fuck this shit. because
Well, but
That
at
was
the
me
end of the day,
today.
at
it's
least
what
the
you do.
foundation of what
If
you
you could
do
be on,
starts off in the right place.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. When I get good news, um, and like I get a case dismissed because a judge is doing their job. But when I get USCIS pretending that they haven't received documents that have been sending for a whole year, multiple times, and then they are avoiding me and refusing to speak to me on behalf of my client that I have documented proof that I represent this person. Oh yeah, I'm ready to be like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, I can imagine. You're dealing with high stakes. I never did. It was like, I helped business owners do one part of their business slightly easier, but if I had never come along, it wouldn't have mattered. So I'm just very honest about that. It's like, yeah, I never did anything that meant anything.
Most I've done is help the military during a disaster, during a natural disaster, we had a hurricane,
That
and
sounds good.
thank you. I was working with the Coast Guard. I was working in tech, and I helped them set up search and rescue lines and all that other stuff. So I got a challenge coin for it too. I felt so honored.
That's excellent.
Oh, so you know how I was mentioning the other night how like what's going on in my state with how our governor has refused to hold special elections for that seat?
Yeah.
Um, she has now been issued a lawsuit. The Democratic Party of Arkansas has now sued her for her refusal to host a special election to fill that seat and for keeping tens of thousands of people unrepresented.
Yeah.
What
Well,
seat was that?
that's something that people don't know mostly about what the Democratic Party has been doing for years now. They've been fighting all of these efforts. There's been hundreds of lawsuits regarding voting and and just access to voting and people that are getting thrown off of rolls, people, new laws that they're trying to pass to make it harder to vote, and it's all coming from the right. There's
Hmm.
nowhere on the left where they're trying to stop people from voting,
I mean,
and people don't know this is going on.
right now, isn't there a case that is going to be heard in front of the U.S. Supreme Court
Yeah, there's a
about
few.
Mm-hmm.
I have
voting,
no doubt they're
voting
gonna fuck
rights?
those up.
I hope they
Yeah,
don't.
like Clarence Thomas is like he's a lost
Well,
cause.
Yeah.
Um, but they don't need his vote anymore. But
yeah,
they're just overturning everything. Like it's almost like they want to wipe away the last 60 years of progress.
Yep.
well, I know
Marries
the.
equality's next.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, what Danny just said. The what's her name, Kim Davis
Yeah,
from.
Marries Equality Act.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're gonna hear. They're gonna hear that. I think it's
Well, did they say
November
they were going to hear
12th.
that? I know she wanted to bring it to the
No,
Yeah,
they're
floor.
going to hear it.
yeah,
They are.
they've come out and said that they are gonna hear that. Yeah,
Yep.
Why?
Because they
the
want to
lady.
reverse it.
With all the
they want to
serious
overturn it.
shit going on, this is what they're fucking around with?
Correct.
Fuck, man.
I'm waiting
The lady
for,
that's been married 3 times is arguing about the sanctity
We
of
want to
marriage.
be able to stop
Or
people from getting married when they love each other.
Correct.
and
or
that,
she's
I
been
wish
married
that
4 times.
Loving Virginia would come up. Thomas would have a fit.
Oh,
Uh,
that's next.
And I
Oh yeah,
see
he
that.
would.
I hope that happens. I really do, because
I think
I'm not planning to marry any more white tea chicks, but I might bang some, so it won't
I
affect
think
me.
sh I think she's actually from my state.
Yeah.
Is it Arkansas or is it Kentucky?
Well,
No,
I
it was
believe
Loving.
I believe she's originally from Arkansas.
Okay, okay.
I
Yeah.
could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she is. I don't know, but either way, like fuck it, it's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah, I didn't
wondering.
think I'd have to hear Kim Davis in 2025. I didn't think I'd have to hear that name. It wasn't
I
on my.
know,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I thought that was
like
done.
at this point, I'm just wondering, like, what brand of cigarettes does the government smoke when they're done fucking us?
Basically,
Yeah.
Marlboro Red.
That
Um,
tracks.
wasn't it Pence that had money coming in from cigarette companies, or he was
who was it?
advocating? I think it was. I think it was Mike Pence that he had some kind of ties with Marlboro or something like that. And
That's not surprising. Well, Philip Morris.
I
It
honestly
wouldn't
don't
surprise
remember.
me that he has
I
some
quit.
I've
connection to
not heard
Philip
any of
Morris.
this, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either.
I quit like 5 years ago when my dad passed. I haven't touched a cigarette since.
I
The cigarettes are
tried
Wow.
awesome, by the way.
smoking twice, when I was 8 and then again when I was 9.
Oh,
Because my stepfather and stepsister smoked, and I was like, oh, let me try it. Um, and there I was, 8 years old. I was in the bathroom. I lit the cigarette, burned my eyes, burned my
Mm-hmm.
nose. Then I inhaled and started coughing. And I was like, why does anybody want to do this? And then when I was 9, I got it into my head that maybe I had done it wrong the first time. So I wanted to try. I was very analytical as a child too. So, and I was like, all right, let me try again. Cause I noticed that they inhale very deeply
No,
when they light the
no.
cigarette. So let me do that. And of course I almost
Oh,
passed out.
yeah, no kidding.
But that was the last time I tried smoking cigarettes. I started smoking cigars when I was 17, and I barely do anymore, but I still do once in a while.
I'll have one every now and then. I'll have a cigar every now and then.
Yeah.
When I quit cold turkey. After being a pack and a half a day guy.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
I realized it was more of my environment because I was furloughed. This is during the pandemic. I was furloughed. My girlfriend wanted me to stop smoking, and it was easy for me to stop smoking because I wasn't around my boss anymore. That made me want a cigarette. Who just the thought of him at times made me want to have a cigarette, and that was it. But just like you, Yoda, I was probably about the same age. I relit one that my aunt had, and she didn't finish and I didn't cough or anything, but it was at the very tail end of it. So I just got the that little bit of nicotine kick into it, and I didn't
Mm-hmm.
touch it again for like another 11 years or so, or something like that. So I only smoked for a very short amount of time.
Oh gosh,
I got
Sorry, go ahead, Danny.
I'm currently
I got
smoking.
breaking news.
Oh no.
Reuters had just published that Trump on True Social said that all trade talks with Canada are terminated.
Of course.
Motherfuck.
Tomorrow
God.
he'll change his mind. He'll tweet something else tomorrow. Like
Well,
Yeah,
I,
maybe I'm just saying what Reuters had just said. So
Well,
that's hot off the press.
Taco.
yeah.
Taco,
Exactly.
Taco
So,
Fridays.
I have a
I,
theory about this, even though I just heard this news, right?
mhm.
When was it? Just within the last few days, he was insistent that he was going to put troops in a city, and then he backed
San
out,
Francisco.
right?
Yeah.
I think this is psychological compensation for that.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
Most
that
likely.
makes sense.
Most likely.
makes sense.
Give it a week.
what was
Yeah.
the change of mind for San Francisco? Because I heard that he changed his mind, but what's the real tea
The
behind
the mayor of San
Pushing back.
Francisco called him,
Yeah, he was like
and they
basically
had
fuck off.
yeah, and it's one of those situations where anytime he sees any actual opposition, he backs off.
Yeah. Well,
that?
now,
Every
Nancy Pelosi made a bold move, and I hope everybody follows. She's like, we are going to start arresting ICE agents.
Good.
Yes,
If they break
yes,
California laws,
Oh,
he did say that.
California. Yeah,
yeah.
Grandpa, right. California, the judge ruled in California, and they ruled that they have to wear body cam, and if they do wrongful arrest without having warrants, like what they broke into people's homes and did, they will arrest them. And I said the same thing: arrest them, have them go through the court system and fight to get their case removed into federal court, and do venue shopping just the same like they do,
Yeah.
Didn't
and keep
Gavin
them
Newsom
wrapped up in the system.
also enact where they couldn't wear any facial protection unless it was obviously like
I
tear
was
gas
just
related
about to
or
ask that, yeah.
he said something about that where he had signed into law or at least maybe whatever his powers are, but where any law enforcement official that's not required at the time to use a face mask isn't going to use cannot use a face mask to cover themselves.
Well,
Yes.
and don't forget, ice cream still. They're saying, oh, we can't really afford body cams, but
Mm,
they're
Bullshit.
investing. I
right.
know, but they're purchasing um,
I had a
Components.
body cam.
the guided
They can afford
whistle
anything.
systems. Yeah, yes, they are the highest paid government organization in the United States of America. So how they can't afford that, come on now.
No, that's
Come
just
on.
an outright lie.
Yeah, that's all it
Well,
is.
And if they
hold
don't
on.
follow the court order, arrest them. Arrest their behinds.
Well, also keep in mind that we've also now are getting reports that because typically up until now to be one of those officers you have to undergo extensive vetting, right, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
background checks. And now we're getting reports that there are ones that are already in
Out the
training
window.
that they have previous domestic or like DV
Mm-hmm.
charges and like strong arm robbery and shit like that, and we're like, yeah, let's go ahead and suit these guys up,
Yeah.
right?
The worst
John
of the
down in the
worst.
comments, San Francisco and the Bay Area does have challenges with crimes over the last 5 years. Yeah, you know who else has had problems with crime? Red states. Did you know that Mike Johnson's district specifically,
Shreveport,
uh,
Louisiana.
per capita, has some of the highest crime? Did you know that my state of Arkansas is like has like 3 times higher the unaliving rate as California does, with a much smaller
Mm-hmm.
population?
That
Mm-hmm.
is BS. Talking about crime as one as the rationale to go into people's state, but yet they went into New York during the morning on a tourist area to sweep up vendors, then people who are working, trying to earn a little dollar, many of whom are American citizens.
Did you see the
Because it's not just
reaction of the
immigrants
public
who,
from that?
huh?
Yeah, yep.
The
Well, the
reaction
reason
from the
for
public?
all that, is because Stephen Miller directly told the ICE agents or the leadership of ICE, it's like, look, it's going to take too much time and effort to go after the criminals. So literally, they left all of the worst criminals, which was supposedly their justification for doing this in the first place. They were like, no, let's go to where we know they are and they're easy to find and they're easy to grab up. That was a
Well,
conscious decision that they made.
and don't forget, there was a TPUSA influencer that had gone down to Canal Street the other day before this all started, and she was literally filming these people selling these things. And from I'm not a New York native, so I don't know this, but from my understanding, this is like normal things on Canal Street.
It
This is
is
just the way it's
for New
been,
York.
you
It
know.
is.
And this young lady had gone there, and she was like, it'd be really nice if certain people would come here and take care of this problem. And then all of a sudden, now you had this influx of those people coming there and trying to, in their eyes, take care of the problem.
Did you guys see also? There's a guy here on this app who he's gotten a lot of attention for it, but he was following around like National Guard or ICE agents playing the Imperial March from Star Wars. He got arrested. They arrested him.
Was that the guy that got pew pewed?
No, different
No.
guy. This guy got arrested. Literally all he does is he makes videos and posts them here of he will follow National Guard members or ICE agents, and he won't really engage with them. He just
Right.
follows behind them playing the Imperial March. They arrested him for it, I think either today or yesterday.
And
Wow,
what
no
ridiculous
I
contact.
heard
charge
about
did
that one.
they use?
I don't know what the actual charge was that they used, but apparently they're
Obstruction, maybe.
suing for
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to
wrongful.
claim it's like interfering with blah 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 whatever.
Right.
Probably, but
Well,
fuck.
it's like they what was it last week when they arrested Robbie Roadsteamer up there in Portland, and they they said he was trespassing. However, the agents came out past the official trespassing line, grabbed him up, and took him in. I mean, like, what is?
Well, I think either today or yesterday they they got a U.S. Marshal.
Yeah. Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, they pew-pewed the quote-unquote suspect, and a U.S. Marshal got him in the hand.
Yep.
And that
It
was a
seemed to
ricochet. It was not
ricocheted
directed from
off.
a protester. It was a ricochet.
Hmm.
The point is, why
U.S.
were they
Marshal
even
got shot in the
discharging their
hand by
weapons?
ricochet.
Like it was unnecessary. You know, it was a U.S.
Absolutely.
Marshal and a TikTok influencer. That's who they decided to draw their weapons on.
Well, look
Yep,
at they're also doing pew pewing right in the face of priests with pepper balls.
Yeah,
correct.
insane.
I mean,
Or a pastor, something like that. Yeah.
a pastor, yeah, some man of faith, but still, I mean, he wasn't doing anything. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I
mean,
just
I
saw
don't
another
care
one.
that he's a priest. I just care that this is barbaric.
Yeah,
Correct.
I just saw another one where they did, let out. I think it was tear gas or something along those lines, out of like an M203 or something, and right in the guy discharged it right in the guy's face.
All right.
There
I
was
mean,
another. There was another one a few days ago where they deployed tear gas right next to a playground full of children, and of
Jesus.
course it started wafting into the playground, and all of the teachers had to rush the children inside.
Hmm.
That's sick. That is like,
That was the one where the guy tried throwing the cartridge from the passenger side of the Dodge Durango,
oh
and
yeah, I
then
saw that.
he threw it out and hit the mirror, and it went back in the car. So there was that.
Didn't Dean Kane try to become an ICE agent?
Yep.
Oh,
He is.
I met him like a couple years back, as obviously for what he does in acting or whatever. But
Yeah,
wow,
he was Superman.
yeah, he was Superman.
Yeah.
Um, I met him at like a convention. I had no idea he was no idea, none.
well,
Well,
let me tell you what else Dean Kane is. He's Japanese. His real last name is Tanaka, and his relatives were rounded up in the 40s and put in an internment camp, I think in Idaho.
My
And
lord, I
this
didn't know that.
fucking
wow.
self-hating immigrant is now working for ICE.
Wow.
That's a piece of
we'll
shit in
say
my
the
mind.
same thing. Say the same thing about many of the brown people I see working for ICE. I was always a little baffled when I see a lot of them even working for CBP. So when I would go back and forth into Mexico, so
There's a lot of Sambos out there.
I'm Hispanic and my uniform is green. Like we have to buy it at 511, and it's almost indistinguishable sometimes from ICE, except I don't have body armor or anything. But because I work security,
Hmm.
but I get mistaken all the time because I'm light complected with a red beard as ICE. Like I understand the looks I get when I'm in uniform. Like I understand the looks I get. I understand it. I get it. And I always try to tell people, I work security. It got to a point. Speaking of face masks, it got to a point where our company said that we had to start carrying our state issued guard cards visible on us, even if we decided to use a face mask for the winter's sake, even though it doesn't get that cold down here. Um, we can. There's nothing stopping us from doing that, but we have to have our guard card visible to be indistinguishable from ICE agents. We don't want to be mistaken for them, and it has happened.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
it's
sense.
for our safety. Yeah, no, it's our. I get it completely. Because in the state of Texas, you have to have your guard card to practice it. It has to be current. It didn't have to be visible, but a badge could be visible, whether it was a sewn on embroidered patch or a badge itself. It still had to be visible. There can be no Texas state markers. It has to be a flag if you want that. And it has to show your company name. But again, our uniform almost identical in that same TDU green. If you go to like 511.com and buy TDU green, that is what Sheriff and ICE use.
All I know is that this ain't gonna end well because not only for the public, because obviously they're just ratcheting up the aggression, but for all of these people that think that life is good now because they're in a position of power, they think they're in a club that they are not part of, and once it all goes to shit, it's just going to be like Nuremberg in 45. They're going to throw these people to the wolves.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
And listen, I hate to
Fight about
subscribe to well, I hate to subscribe to conspiracy theories, but you know, this is kind of why I feel that giving Argentina $40 billion is part of the escape plan, if you will.
It could be. I mean, I saw
Yeah,
someone mention it earlier, and I made a post like, isn't it a weird coincidence that that's where all the ex-schmazis went after?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because they, what was it referred to as, the rat lines? All
Uh
and
huh.
it was something like 5,000 of them went from Germany to Argentina, and uh, I had mentioned a while back how funny it is to speak to people in South and Central America, because there's a lot of names that start off sounding Spanish and end up sounding German at the end. So it's like, Jose Schwarzenegger, you know, there's a lot of
There,
that down there.
there is a there. I don't remember the name of the town, but there is a town down there in Argentina where they have like a beer fest
Hmm.
every year, kind of a thing, and it's funny
Even the
because they're all wearing
architecture,
like what is it?
even the architecture of the
Correct.
town is
Right.
very German. Yes.
They're all wearing lederhosen during the celebration. And it's like I don't think the hmm.
There's been a lot of cross
That's interesting.
pollinating in world history. That's why
sure.
Mexican music sounds like polka music.
Mm-hmm.
Texas has a huge German influence as well.
Well, I say if they escape to there, we go get them.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
We'd
know
you
have
what the
know,
to.
right?
laws are. Is it a non-extradition country?
Yeah, there's no extradition, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think she means like through the justice system. I think she means through like the Marines.
Well, you know, right after World War II, a lot of Yazis went to Argentina that were in
Mm-hmm.
part of the SS squad to get away from being caught and tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 5,000 of them. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Wiki has a whole article on it.
yep.
Are,
I saw
are we
the
great
I
yet?
saw the documentary on it.
Mm.
Sounded like someone was saying something.
Nope.
All right, so I say we go for final thoughts. Let's go from the top down. Eddie, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are that they've always been we need to create a comprehensive ecosystem for the left to combat what's going on. If not, I think we're going to lose the ongoing battles, and I hope we don't. I really think that um, Speaker Mike Johnson needs to be doing better in everything that's been going on, and I don't think that he's going to. I have no faith in that at all.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Mike
hopefully
Johnson
next week
can't
is
do
better.
better.
No, he can't do better. We can do a lot worse, but he
No,
can't do
I mean
better.
he is the least qualified speaker ever.
Yeah, he also had they had a little segment of him on Daily Show, I think, and it was he doesn't know anything because apparently he doesn't know
Yep.
anything going on about anything.
Yep.
And anyway, I'm hopeful that Jasmine Crockett runs for Senate in Texas.
Cool. Good. All right. Thank you. Have a great night. Traffic Man, final thoughts, my friend.
Yes.
Oh, wait a
Well.
second. I'm sorry. I
Oh no.
forgot
Yeah.
that Portia
Portia.
was still here. Portia, any final thoughts for the evening? Are you still with us? You're muted if you're still there.
Yes, I'm here.
There you are. All right. So, any final thoughts?
I think we just need to push the conversation forward. We can sit up and talk about MAGA and what we don't like and complain all day long, but I think it's really important that we gain votes to move things in our direction for November, because that's where we need to be at.
Great. And this is going to sound oddly personal, and I apologize ahead of time, but your box is invisible. That's why I didn't know you were still there. But
Oh, is that
anyway,
right?
have a great night. Thank you for coming by.
You too. Okay,
All
bye.
right. All right, now, Traffic Man, you're up. Final
All right.
thoughts.
um, I think the next week or so is going to be kind of interesting with the government shutdown. Uh, with the, I believe, I forget the representative's name from Arizona that just recently won her seat, who Mike Johnson has been stalling on um having her take the oath. Because she has access to her office, but she has no access to any of the computers or any of the information she needs
Yeah, and they're
as a
telling her,
sitting
oh,
U.S.
she should go
representative.
work anyway. Like, she can't.
Yeah, but she
And
can't.
her name
Yeah,
is, I think, Adelita Grijalda, something.
yes,
Grijalva.
yeah.
Grijalva, yeah, there it is.
Bravo, thank you, thank you.
By
But
the
I
way,
think it's
I'd bang the hell out of her. She's kind of cute.
Oh yeah. Holy
hashtag.
shit.
But I think like I said, the next week's going to be interesting, seeing as the state of Arizona has now officially opened up a lawsuit against the federal government in this case. So we'll have to see where this goes. And as far as I'm concerned right now, like if she's going to be the 218th vote for the e-files to be released, I mean that's great. But I think that we need to start focusing on the more important things, like how to make sure that the farmers are actually able to sell their crops. The fact that
That's over with.
Yeah.
well,
That's
you
done.
know,
There's only a short window for that, and it's
Yeah,
done.
it's rotting.
that
It's
yeah,
already
no,
rotting.
no, it is. I think that we need to make more people understand that this president has cut SNAP, has like the first official president to ever eliminate SNAP um, benefits for people. Like people that are hungry need to eat. That's the
And it's
thing, and the
millions
fact
and
that
millions of people that are on that.
yeah, yeah, and the fact
Mhm.
that
And
Fox News
most of
is
them are in red states.
Yeah.
exactly, and the fact that Fox News is promoting the fact that Hamburger Helper is suddenly making a comeback should say everything that anybody needs to know about this administration.
I don't understand how they're fucking allowed to still be on the air, man. What a
Yeah.
joke. What an
Yeah,
absolute joke they are. But anyway, well,
so
thank you very much, Traffic Man. Always a pleasure to see you.
absolutely, you too.
Great night. All right, we are down to Rhodes. What's your final thought for the evening?
To Traffic Man point about Hamburger Helper, didn't they recently do a commercial about eating cereal for dinner?
I don't know. I never watch commercial
A few
television.
months ago. Yeah, like, okay, you can deal with these hard times, just eat cereal for dinner.
Wonderful.
Let them eat
Let
cake.
them eat cake. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking nuts. No, it's just,
Yeah.
this government is completely heartless, completely shameless. They don't give a fuck about human beings at all. At all. Because, I think it's easy to figure out what a government is up to. Just look at the decisions that they make on behalf of their citizens. And these people are actively hurt. This is literally the first president in American history that is actively working to have more unemployment. That's insane.
Mhm.
More people living in poverty.
And
Yeah.
frankly, people are going to lose their lives because people are now going to, like, think about what's going to happen in November. There's going to be people that have to figure out whether they can eat or buy their insulin.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this
Oh,
is this
yeah.
is insane. This is
And
not
you can't
sustainable
take
in any
insulin
way.
without eating. And that's the crazy part. You can't take insulin without eating.
Yeah.
So
Well, there you have it. Well, thank you for
it's
coming up. Have a great night.
oh,
Hopefully, we'll
I
see you
I
soon
didn't finish
again.
my point.
Oh,
I was
go
going
ahead.
to speak on the topic of the live that I didn't get to speak on earlier because my TikTok went crazy and dropped me. But to your point about that you spoke on earlier about them snitching, basically ratting out informants who were helping the U.S. government to find MS. Can I say their name?
1-3.
Oh, 1-3
Yeah.
members and giving them information about this group so they can make America safe again, as they claim that's what they're doing. it just really shows that this government has no intention. It's nothing about making America safe or Americans safe. And it really, for me, this, I would not ever encourage a client to be an informant for this government. They show that they cannot be trusted. They're
Exactly.
not going to keep you protected.
Well,
You're going to
and
put
that, so
yourself
it
in
has a
more
cascading
danger.
effect because not only did they lose the assets they had, but they lost assets that they were going to have.
Exactly. So no, other people aren't going to come forward and aid the government in finding, bad actors. And honestly, if I was one of those people who got ratted out, I would have leveraged whatever information I have to my benefit and to the detriment of the United States.
Yeah, but they're not in a position to do that. They're just pawns. But again, thank you for coming up. I appreciate your input. Have a great night. And Sam snuck in right under the wire. What's on your mind, Sam?
Yoda, you know what's on my mind. Tomorrow
No, I
night.
really don't, but go ahead.
Tomorrow night. What is tomorrow
Oh.
night? Tomorrow night's trivia night.
Trivia Pursuit, yeah. And what's the
Yeah.
topic, Danny? Is it Disney?
Disney. Yep.
Okay.
Jessica, it's not Harry Potter, so we're
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
all in the game.
Fair enough. Sorry
Yeah,
to hear about
Disney.
your
Disney,
Mariners,
I'm
by the
like,
way.
I'm 50-50. I don't know if I'll know a lot of Disney shit.
Oh, that's fine for me.
Excellent. Anything else?
But no, I figured I'd jump in and give my little take for a PSA for tomorrow night.
Excellent.
Look
Excellent.
forward to seeing everyone that can be there.
Excellent. Cool. Have a good night. And for those of you who don't know what Sam is referring to, Danny, the bottom square here, that handsome gentleman down there, he has the most amazing game every Friday. It's a Trivial Pursuit, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a blast. We basically spend 3 hours laughing at all sorts of shit, laughing at each other, laughing at the questions, laughing at the answers. It's hilarious. It just doesn't stop. We have the best time. So check it out. Jessica, any final thoughts?
Yeah. So I I find it interesting as to, with this government shutdown going on that doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. People are already struggling, and I would be interested to see how much worse the political climate gets when people are legitimately really, really struggling, especially around Thanksgiving. Um, One thing that so I don't really ever mention it, but I volunteer at my local food pantry 3 days a week. Um, and we have never been busier.
Right.
We also have in my town center, we have it's called the Blessings Box. Take what you need, leave what you can. And I try to stock it a couple of times a week. I bake fresh bread. I take my excess eggs and things that I have canned from my garden and I stock it. And then I'll take a picture of it. I'll post it on our town's resident, Facebook page. And I did that yesterday. And I had people messaging me saying that within 5 minutes of me posting it, it was empty. This is the state that we're in. People are hungry. People are lining up. We are getting to the point where even at the food pantries, we don't have enough food to feed people. And to hear that the United States government is telling people, oh, just go to churches, just go to food pantries. As someone who's working those food pantries, we don't have enough. And this is a small community. This is my community is less than 700 people. Imagine how much worse it is in the bigger towns and in the cities.
Right.
We simply don't have enough. And people, it's going to get worse. And I, I'm tired. and it's
It's
hard.
heartbreaking because honestly, I have to admit, I hadn't even considered Thanksgiving because
Yeah,
I generally don't celebrate any of these American holidays. It's basically Memorial Day and Veterans Day for me. But like, like, wow, like thinking of the hardship that people are going to go through. And,
yeah,
normally you could perhaps write this off as a first world problem, but this is not that. This is literally
no,
people are going hungry in the
yeah,
richest country in the history of the world.
yeah.
It's fucking
My
insane.
my food pantry, some of the ladies who also work there have already started coming together to putting together a list of, they're going to put together a pamphlet to start putting in people's boxes as we get closer to Thanksgiving to it's an idea for a meal that you can make for your family for Thanksgiving for under $20 based only on ingredients that you can get at the Dollar Tree
Mm.
so that people can at least give their families a Thanksgiving. And I'm tired.
And we used to criticize Russia for bread lines.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. As sad as it is, it's something that people need to hear. So thank you as always for your amazing contribution and have a great night.
Good night.
All right, Danny, mute yourself. My older brother from another mother, last man standing. What's on your mind, my friend?
Well, it was sad to hear some of that, which I knew it was all about because ever since I've been a Moose member since 1998, my lodges that I've been members of always tried to do food baskets for the needy at Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we always had people sign up at our lodge of families that they knew that needed help, and we try to get them something. We used to have some for a meal, and I'm sure that my lodge in Chehalis is doing that right now, and I'll be talking about it Saturday at my Moose Legion meeting in Montesano, since I'm president of the Moose Legion in my area and part of the state. So that's an important thing, and I'm sure glad that people like Jessica, that really has a heart and care, does what she can with her food pantry there locally. I think that's a admirable endeavor for sure. And I hope and pray. And I'm not a real religious man, mainly because I kind of lost my faith when my mom was taken away from me at such a young age, and my dad a couple years later, and of course my brother a few years ago, and we've lost a couple of kids. So my faith is not as good as it used to be. So, but I do pray that everybody doesn't live out on the street. They have something to eat, and they're warm and they're safe. That's my wish for the new year.
Me too. Thank you for that, Danny, and for everything else, man. Have a great night. We'll talk soon.
Oh, we will talk tomorrow. Tomorrow is Trivial Pursuit, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern.
And we got to talk this weekend about getting your other platform going.
Well, I tried to load up that bill you were saying, but I was real lazy today and didn't want to type a text to you. But no, I couldn't get it to load. Something said that I wasn't eligible to do that yet, so
Okay, we
that
got
didn't
to
make any sense.
we'll walk through it and find out what it is. All right. All
Okay,
right. Well,
thank you
we'll
for
definitely
asking.
talk soon. All right. Have a great night.
Thanks, brother.
Oh, so I mean, MAGA hats, I know I fuck with you all the time. I know I insult you. And that's my own thing. I've been dealing with your kind for all my life. But I wanna just appeal to your humanity, right? The human part of you, the part of you that you were born with, when you were warm and loving and all that other stuff, it's still there somewhere. And I'm hoping that I can reach it in you. I just want you to think about what's happening in America. Forget about the propaganda, forget about the left versus right, red versus blue, all that shit. Americans are hurting right now, okay? They're losing their homes, their jobs, their health care, in some cases, their future. There are people that are going to pass away because they're not getting the help they need. And if you want to believe that America is great, then we have to start there. Just like Danny said, we have to start with everybody being warm and safe, sleeping indoors with food in their belly. That's all, just the basics, and health care when they need it. Is that wrong? Is that bad? Does that take anything away from your life for everybody to be comfortable and okay? What are you angry about? What are you rebelling against? Forget the rhetoric. Oh, the left wants everything for free. That's bullshit. Not one politician has ever proposed that. But, like, can't we just make sure, if we're supposed to be the greatest country on earth, that everyone's just okay? Just the basics. Just the basics. Is that too much to ask while billionaires are buying their 10th yacht? Like, just be human. Just think about what is really going on here and figure out whose side are you on. Because it ain't about red and blue. It's about team humanity. Are you on the side of team humanity? Are you okay with children going hungry? Are you okay with the elderly passing away because they can't get their medication? Are you okay with the elderly not having a hot meal because Meals on Wheels was taken away? Are you okay with children passing away because cancer research was removed? My assumption is that you're not okay with any of that stuff. But you don't act that way very often. So I know that you'll resist publicly, but I want you to just think. Tonight, as you lay your head down on your pillow, just think if you want to be on Team Humanity or not. We'd love to have you. We really would. And that's all I've got to say about that. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Hopefully, we'll see you again tomorrow, either 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. And hopefully, we'll get a chance to play Trivial Pursuit with Danny tomorrow night. But as always, until we meet again, peace, love, and granola. Talk to you soon.